Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video of Vibes from the Six. Yes, the vibes are down. Arsenal got hammered by West Ham, no pun intended. You also have Liverpool, the champions-elect, going away to Manchester City, putting the hammer down, giving them a whole lot of heat and letting them know who is going to be winning the Premier League this season. Chelsea lose again, this time to Aston Villa, Unai Emery's Aston Villa, with Asensio and Marcus Rashford being at the forefront of the victory. Manchester United dropped points in a relegation battle versus Everton, but you know what? They fought back from a losing position. That is key to be mentioned in today's video. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button, please do hit that subscribe button, and let me know, is it over? Have Liverpool just secured themselves their 20th league title? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Yes, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to know what you guys are saying today, man, because today is one of those days where it's like, yo, the title race, forget about it. Football, forget about it. Honestly, it just, the fun is taken away from football because as an Arsenal fan, I'll be honest, we get so close and we've lost the last 2 seasons, and it's just been, and this is now the 3rd season, and it's like when you win a game, or when you draw a game, or when you lose a game, whatever it is, I just feel like it's always a pylon on my club. And then you know what? When we lose, we deserve the banter. When we win, maybe we take it a little bit too far with our own stuff. But it just the whole enjoyment of football is just taken away. I feel like it's just there's no fun in it when you have the constant pylon that I feel like my team has to deal with. I don't think most teams have to deal with the pylon that we have to deal with. Because think about it, you got Arsenal fans get it from Man United fans because of the beef that we had in the 90s. We get it from Man City fans because they beat us over the last couple of years. We get it from Liverpool fans because they have some sort of beef with us also. The London teams don't like us in the first place. You got West Ham fans coming to our ground, sticking it on Miles Lewis-Skelly because he got sent off versus them, and which is the strangest thing also. Like, what do they have to do with the whole Erling Haaland situation with Miles Lewis-Skelly? But yeah, enough about that. And I don't even want to talk like a victim. It is what it is. We did it to ourselves. We should have got somebody in January. We should have signed somebody. We should have improved the attack. Arteta was begging for it. The board let him down. The club, the players let us down. And you know something? It's probably better to be put out of your misery than constantly be given hope from drop points in this game today. If Man City would have got something from this game today, it would have just gave us false hope. And the league would have still been wrapped up in a couple of weeks' time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's over. Congratulations, Liverpool. I'm done talking about the title race for the rest of the season in the perspective that Arsenal are going to be in it. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near Liverpool come the end of the season. 11-point gap with 11 games to go. You can pretty much put the Premier League trophy in the bag and go home with it, because that's where I'm saying Liverpool are officially champions elect. And anybody who's a Manchester United fan, who's rooting for Liverpool to win, congratulations! They now equaled your trophy challenge, so you can no longer sing 20 times.
And they can.
No, you can't. You can no longer sing it as if you're the only team that has that. They have it too.
Yeah, two Premier Leagues in 30 years. Yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that. But bro, don't drag me into this.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that, bro. There's a lot of people involved. Man City fans telling Arsenal fans, be humble. Liverpool just slapped you at your own ground, and the first words that come out of these guys' mouths are, you know what? I don't even want to do that right now. I don't want to do that. I'm going to be the nice guy. Let's talk about Liverpool. Congratulations to Liverpool. It's not about Arsenal.
We're the bad guys, apparently. We're the bad guys.
No. I'm usually the villain. I don't want to be that guy right now.
I'm enjoying the meltdown, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying the meltdown. But Egal's my guy, bro. I can't let him go out like this, bro. So I'm gonna, I can't let him go out like this, bro. But I get why you're feeling like that. Obviously, you know, you've been waiting on Liverpool to drop points, and you've been kind of trying to capitalize on them dropping points. It hasn't happened. I get that, but come on, man. We've seen this before. I'm not just saying this, but look, my team's 15th, so I've got no horse in this race. Leave me out of this. But what I am saying is, it's 11 points. You win your game in hand. It's back down to 8 points. You beat them at the end, last game of the season. So if you're giving up now, you know, just it's a bit of a joke to him, because if you look at Liverpool, bro, they haven't been, you know, at their best. Yeah, they beat City 2-0. Cool. Like, we all know City are not the same City. But I don't know, man. But I feel bad for you, especially, not Arsenal fans, because most of them are super loud, and I kind of like what you lot are getting, but at the same time, 20 times. So like, you know, I do get what you're saying, but trust me, bro, it doesn't affect me as much as you think. But Liverpool, I don't think it's all done. I really don't. Like, if Arsenal,
Stop it.
I don't.
Stop it. It's done. We don't have the capabilities to go to Anfield and get 3 points. We don't have the capabilities to go to Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, all these games, Chelsea, and to win all our games. We just don't.
Why?
Bro, if we can't beat West Ham at home with what we have left to our disposal, what makes you think we're going to clean sweep the rest of the way? It's ridiculous to still say, oh, it's not over until it's over. It's over. It's never been more over.
It's 11 points.
Bro,
there's still 10. I think there's still 10 games, maybe more. Let me see this.
Stop it. Don't be that guy who gives people false hope.
Bro, I'm not. My team's 15th. If my team was second, I'll be like, yo, we're still in this.
We got that guy. Really and truly.
Carabao. We got no FA Cup.
People, 1 second. This guy right here says, Egal, you've been disrespecting Liverpool all season. Remember when Liverpool were 9 points clear in November? You said you fear City only. Liverpool would bottle it. Now you have to hold it. Fair play. Fair play. Understand that Liverpool.
Right, big up Total Eclipse. He's here for your tears, bro. He's like, yo, hold that and drink those tears.
Liverpool have been able to capitalize on Manchester City's fall off, and they continue to play very well. They've lost 1 game this season. They've drawn 7. You can't take nothing away from them. They've been an outstanding team. And all the stuff that we've been saying about City this season, we've seen what they are. They're not a team that can be spoken about in these comments where they're challenging. And anybody who's sitting here who's trying to say, well, it's not mathematically over. Yes, we know it's not mathematically over. Well, Liverpool could still drop points. Yes, Liverpool could still drop points. But there is no faith in Arsenal going and overturning an 11-point gap. 11 games.
But Liverpool haven't even been at their best. Sorry,
Motasir's point is not that. Motasir's point is the disrespect, right? The reason why Liverpool fans have come at Arsenal fans so hard this season, especially in recent months, is because we feel, and I think I'm in a decent position to, is that you've disrespected the way that we've performed this season, right? Should I feel I don't know. But if what Ali is saying is correct, do you think I have a right to feel disrespected when you say, when we're 9 points clear, you only fear City? You don't care about us. I think I'm pretty justified in saying that that's a disrespect.
I got. I mean, right.
Disrespect.
Did you actually care though?
No. 1 second. To be fair,
I know Liverpool fans didn't care.
1 second. Babs said that, and I backed him at the point because his point was valid. They won the league 4 years in a row. To say you're more fearful of the team that beat you to 2 league titles and have won 4 league titles in a row at the time was not crazy. Let's not act like that was nuts.
There was more to it, though. There was the refs blaming the refs.
There was more to it. Yeah,
we're not talking about refs.
Okay, but even let's just say, but even up until a week and a half ago, you were saying the only reason that we're ahead of you is because of refereeing decisions and injuries.
Wait, not just Egal.
You understand? No, not just Egal. But I mean, Egal's the main Arsenal fan that I communicate with on YouTube and stuff, right? That is disrespectful, Egal. You understand that is disrespectful,
Okay,
right?
you know what the honest truth is? You're right. Injuries and
Okay.
refereeing decisions have affected us.
Have
But
affected you. I agree. I agree.
it has affected us.
That
But
I
the
agree with.
difference is not that. The difference is Mo
I
Salah
agree.
and your attack have been better than Arsenal's. Defensively, we've been close. Your attack is
Yes.
what's been the difference. And if
I
we're
agree.
going to point at specifically where we have differences and where you can say that is what separates the two teams, I would say Mo Salah, your team's offensive performances, predominantly Mo Salah also, is the biggest difference. You have been able to win off the back of Mo Salah, which is the best performance in the Premier League history potentially this season. He's on pace to be one of the best individual statistical seasons by a Premier League player in history. I don't know why you're laughing, bro. This is
No,
he's
I'm not
gonna
laughing at that. I'm laughing
he's
at
gonna surpass
go to the
most.
clip,
He's
just
gonna
comment.
surpass Erling Haaland's. He's gonna surpass Erling Haaland's. No, not Erling Haaland. He's gonna surpass Henry's assist record and potentially surpass 30 goals. He could be on 30 and 20. We used to talk about 2020 being amazing. 30 and 20 is 50 GA by one individual. He has single-handedly won Liverpool 33 games.
All right, one
No,
sec,
no,
boys.
it-
Jay, I am not here for no banter. I am just freaking
I was-
benching, and I'm not happy.
Okay,
Jay's
okay,
like, you
so
come to the wrong place then.
I know, yes, absolutely. Well, you took a wrong turn, Hermano. I'm just saying, listen, Egal. The thing is that the humility thing after the fact, it always grates on me a little bit. I'm not trying to say that's overly you, but I'm just saying it's very easy to be.
I'm generally a nice guy. I think people get the wrong side.
I mean, yeah, I
This
know.
is, but
Obviously,
Egal, we know you're a nice guy. This is why.
Yeah.
Is that this persona thing is weird, and a lot of Arsenal fans do this persona thing,
Yeah,
especially on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we drew against Villa, and look, of course, some people say that was
It
bad.
gives us hope. It keeps pulling me back every time I try to leave.
But sure, but that's okay. That's one thing. But then all your guys say, "Oh, Liverpool fans are having a meltdown." They obviously don't believe in their team.
They were.
Not you. Gives me hope.
Can I? But there's a couple of things here because you remember before this game on the last preview, I said to you, "Hey, like we don't actually know how good this Mourinho attack thing is for you." Do you know what I mean? I said because you played Leicester, and a lot of fans kind of went away with it. And I also said, listen, if you don't score with Mourinho or you go behind, you kind of don't have any options. Do you know what I mean? So like I look at this now and I'm looking at it and I'm saying like even
You're
like
right.
PSV, even PSV with this team, if you don't get players back, it'll be a tough tie. And for me, I think the main thing looking at this Arsenal is like you can talk about Salah all you want, yeah, fair, but Arsenal's open play XG, Arsenal's ability to create chances outside set pieces has been an issue for a lot of the season. Obviously, injuries have made a difference now, but that eventually does catch up with you. You know, like you can't always. And I remember looking earlier in the season thinking, okay, out of Arsenal scoring set pieces and Salah just being on it every week, what do I think is more likely to hold up throughout the whole season? And I thought Salah. And I think that when Arsenal look at the season back, you know, they're 11 points behind and stuff. Yes, the injuries and, you know, obviously playing with 10 men is always going to cost you and stuff like that. But I look at this really in terms of Liverpool have just had to be quite consistent and focused. And I think the main thing for me is Arsenal haven't matched their consistency. Even little things like Fulham, when Liverpool drew with 10 men. And, you know, Arsenal played a few games with 10 men this season. You know, a lot of them, they've dropped points from when they've had 10 men. Do you know what I mean? Like, so small margins, but yeah, 11 points is pretty, especially when you've got Forest under the lights midweek. I think, I think your race might be run if you lose to Forest on Wednesday.
See, Jay, you're saying if you lose to Forest, it's over. I'm saying, bro, like it's not over just
I'm
yet.
saying it's already over.
Yeah, But Jay, do you know what? You made a good point,
Like,
yeah, about their football and in the beginning of the season, bro. They beat us from 2 set pieces or whatever, yeah. And I was bringing that up, but every Arsenal fan was just like, yeah, well, we're good at set pieces. It's adding to our GA. Now, they're starting to see it. Like the football's
No,
not.
bro. It's not the set pieces. It's very simple. You lose 4 attacking players, your attack is going to be kind of weak. The issue is we didn't sign players in January.
okay, but
I just think it's perfectly fine for someone to be like, you know what, they're wrong about certain things. I don't think there's a problem with saying after the fact, saying, you know what, I've been proven wrong about something, but you can fully get bantered for it.
Yeah, but I would just say, Egal, that obviously the context and contrition that you're showing, you didn't show it to Ten Hag last season when he had all of his defenders out at the same time. You didn't show it to Ange when he had so many players.
No, that's actually not true, because
we
don't hold teams. We don't hold teams lower down the table, struggling to the same standard as a team challenging for the league.
But Egal, what I'm trying to say is that you can feel what it's like to have a lot of one department of the team depleted and how much it fundamentally affects your ability to get results. Yeah. When Ten Hag, and I remember Ten Hag because I remember United were playing all sorts of centre-back partnerships last season. Do you know what I mean? Because they constantly had all their defenders injured. And Spurs this season constantly had attackers, defenders, everything injured. You played a couple of games, streaky win against Leicester, lost to West Ham at home. I just think that last season when you didn't have injuries, I don't. For me,
but Jay, can we really blame the injuries, bro? Yeah, because this season, Saka is the main guy that's really been out for them. Odegaard's been out, but not for that long. Lieber and Gabriel, their main partnership, they've basically been there.
No, listen, I think obviously Liverpool for me have been the best side, but it's more. I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to.
But Liverpool haven't even been great.
But I think the thing is, to win a Premier League, you have to be very good anyway. Period. Do you know what I mean? So while you say that they haven't been great, it's the best league in the world, and they're the best team. So they haven't been great.
That's true. Best league in the world.
Do you know what I mean? As in, like by context, we have to rate them.
The Liga teams are slapping up for top 6 Premier League teams.
I was just having a mini meltdown about the whole Liverpool winning the league thing, and just like where I stand with it. I was telling everybody it's over. It's been over. Night. Cook the food. Put the fries in the bag. Put the Premier League trophy in the bag. Mo Salah probably going to have his best individual season of his career and the best individual season by a Liverpool player and a Premier League player potentially with 30-20 season if he gets 20 assists, 30 goals.
But
Liverpool fans are telling me stay humble, humble yourself. City fans telling me humble yourself after losing is crazy.
Okay, but Egal, one thing I just want to say, like, obviously you can use the point you make about Salah about anything. For example, when Martinelli,
it's not to discredit Liverpool.
No, it's not. But I'm saying, for example, when Martinelli scored 15 Premier League goals and you didn't win the league, who says Martinelli will ever score 15 Premier League goals again? Do you know what I mean? So when you use it as
an advantage, Mo Salah's gonna even be here next season. I get it.
But no, that's my thing. Like you. It's
internet's disagreeing with
for Liverpool.
Listen,
when you had players that went lights out and you couldn't get over the line. Do you see what I mean?
1 second, it was different though. I was facing a Man City team that went 3 years in a row.
No. You can't listen. At the end of the day, right? It can't be that you finish second to City. You're probably gonna. You can be like, well, I was fighting a more difficult beast. Challenge. Winning the Premier League any year is obviously very difficult, and it's obviously different objective.
You know what? You guys are making me sit here and say things that I don't even want to say. I don't find joy in coming here and shitting on teams. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to shit on Liverpool.
But my point is no one is. You couldn't shit on them even if That's the point sometimes with Arsenal fans talking to Liverpool fans. Liverpool have won the league, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cups. I think they've literally won all
I know,
of them
but I'm
since
not
last...
even trying to say a negative about them.
No, but Egal, that's my point. You're talking about them like you've done half of what they've done in the last 5 years. Like it's suddenly, oh my God, Liverpool jumped us. But nah, these guys have been doing you for the last, for a number of years. And if anything, they're one of two teams in theory that's going to have won the league in the last 6 years.
All right. You know what? Before we talk about the Man City game,
let me
just 1 second, Jay. Jay, I just need to bring some order to the stream. I want to talk and shift this to the West Ham game.
You always need to bring order when someone's making a point about Arsenal.
No, because you can link this. You can attach this. You can link this to the next segment, which is about West Ham. I want to just bring it to the West Ham game. We lost 1-0 to West Ham. Really and truly, you predicted this. I think a bunch of you guys predicted this. Mikel Moreno project or whatever. How long could it work? How long could we get away with not having an actual forward in one of the players not actually being a forward and get away with it? Like, it worked well versus Leicester. Can it work versus West Ham? It looks like it did. It couldn't work, and our attack couldn't do nothing. We had chances late in the game to equalize, but even a draw is useless to you at that point. Our defense is still the best in the league this season, but our attack can't do shit, and that's really where we're going to come down to losing this league, coming down to lack of preparation due to injuries, overplaying individual players, causing them to then get injured for a long period of time. And now we find ourselves in a situation where we're playing Mikel Moreno, Ethan Nwaneri, who's also now injured, and Leandro Trossard.
Hey, Egal, I can speak for every fan on this panel. We all saw this coming. All of us saw this coming, bro. As a rival fan,
defeat to West Ham?
I saw it. I watched it, bro. I watched it. Got the popcorn out. That's the only thing that made my weekend, bro. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And by the way, Ahmed, Graham Potter. Just gonna say, Graham Potter done a good job. Who would have known, bro? Aaron Wan-Bissaka, bloody hell, cooking cauliflower at left back, bro.
Yeah, Calafiori's defensively shaky, bro.
I've been hearing he's the next best thing, bro. Like, obviously, Aaron Wan-Bissaka dealing with him like that. But anyway, look, bro. Back to the main topic. Is the league done? Because I don't think it is. But if you're saying it's done, then
Ahmed, please talk to this guy. Please talk to M. Tell him the league's done. Because I'm.
Bro, why is Ahmed telling me, bro? He just lost to Villa, bro. Rashford just got 2 assists, bro. Hey, Ahmed, you got the wrong low knee, bro. You should have got Rashford.
You know the thing is, we'll talk about Aston Villa, Chelsea in a bit. But Ahmed, talk to these guys, man. They keep trying to tell me false hope that the league's not over.
Listen, okay, if they're giving you false hope, then listen, I might give you false hope. No, I'm just kidding. I think obviously, if you're speaking very, very seriously right now, I think again, this is something I've come back to a lot of the time, which is that last season, one of the things that I had said is that you were kind of given like this gift of no injuries, right? This season, obviously, that has now come back to haunt you in many plays that you've spoken about before. Obviously, signing wise, we've spoken about this many a time about no striker being signed, etc., etc. Same story, different day, right? But I think for me, in reality, losing Nwaneri again is really GG, because now you're doing Trossard, Marino, and Sterling. Like, if we've been honest and everything like that. So listen, Liverpool have won the league, but if you're Arsenal, again, I've said this before, it comes back to again, is the mentality there? Is the player belief-wise there, right? This is the thing that I've always spoken about. And the thing is, that, if you ask any other fan other than Egal, they'll tell you they don't see the mentality of Arsenal. And that's why, I'm pretty sure anyone that watched that West Ham game was expecting you to either draw or lose. I'll be very honest. That was the reality. So, again, we can cook Arsenal any way we want, but the reality is, bro, I just think for me, there's obviously there's a player issue in the fact of injuries, but it's also because of the fact that I just don't think you guys have that mentality, bro. The mentality to go to get the job done.
Yeah. Well, let me like chime in on that, because I think for me, when I'm looking at Arsenal and I'm looking at this Arsenal team now, third in theory, second place in 3 years, and I've always thought that winning is the most difficult thing to do. especially when Spurs were doing their second places and Champions League runners up and losing finals. I always used to think to myself, I said, listen, people talk about winning like if you haven't won before, it's easy to just start winning. And it's really, really not. And I think a lot of fans take for granted the winning when you're challenging. They think, okay, just because we're challenging, we're automatically going to graduate to winning. And it doesn't actually run like that. And I see, and I don't want to necessarily bring Tottenham in, but the same criticisms that Spurs fans may levy at Levy in terms of what he's done and stuff like that, I think you can make the same points to Arsenal in terms of when they were in this position and things are going well, they didn't double down. I remember when Liverpool had Mane and then the next year they brought Salah. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, you were trying to compound a squad. And when you look at Calafiori and you think to yourself, okay, and I thought it when the Arsenal first signed, I said, this guy isn't really objectively better than Zinchenko. Not really. Like, as in, you spent £50 million on a player who's got a somewhat similar skill set and isn't a clear upgrade. You know what I mean? And if you don't have money like that, and Miles Lewis-Skelly was this good anyway, to me, you're going to look back at little moments like that and say, hey, did we not have the budget to sign players because we made this transfer?
Just quickly, Jay, if you don't mind, bro. I know you're too. I know you're around. I want to add 2 points to to boost your thing. Apparently, Arteta knew about Miles Lewis-Skelly before he even bring Calafiori. So it makes me question even that signing a lot more, because it's like, if you already knew that you had a gem in Miles Lewis-Skelly already, right, in that position,
you can't trust an 18-year-old.
No.
When he's not even played yet.
But like, clearly, he's very talented. He knows what he can get the job done, and he's already seen him already. Egal. Like, I don't really feel like there's necessarily a need of an excuse there.
Bro, Ahmed, I agree with you. The premise, I agree with the premise.
Yeah.
But I don't think that exactly is the point. I agree that we should have done better in the summer, in the January. But to say Calafiori is maybe misprofiled, or to say Mikel Moreno's misprofiled, maybe just say we could have used that money on a forward.
Just quickly, this is my second point quickly, is that I think you made an excellent point, by the way, Jay, in the sense that I always remember particularly the Poch era, because I think a lot of people compare this Arsenal era to the Poch era, right? In the sense of like the way they improved under a single manager, etc., right? And like the thing for me that I always say is that what condition reminds me about Arsenal is the same thing that is happening in the Wenger era right now, where it's always we're one signing away, or 2 signings away that we should have really done, and that would have made the team complete, bro. And that's symptomatic of Arsenal, not just under the Arteta era, or I wouldn't include Emery, because Emery was in the era, was like, if I'm not mistaken. But like the Wenger era was in that middle to end period, and also
it's an ambition problem.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question.
There are different things though, because in the thing with the Wenger era is when you could have pushed the boat out for signings, there was a rationale, right? And actually, despite the fact a lot of people crash it on Wenger, the fact that he was the visionary that made you move to the Emirates from Highbury, that was absolutely 100% the correct decision, because the Emirates Stadium will be here in 100 years. That was Arsene Wenger's legacy, apart from his show. So all this stuff that Chelsea are doing now, where they got to move to a new stadium, all this, Jay's obviously just moved to a new. Arsene Wenger did it before everybody, and he did it for £300 million, right? Jay's now paying $1 billion. Chelsea are going to have to pay $2 billion for the next stadium. So there's a rationale and there's logic behind it.
So are you saying Arsene Wenger's biggest legacy is not only what he won, but navigating the stadium move?
The stadium's critical. The stadium will be here in 100 years. That will be your home for the next 100 years. If Arsenal didn't have a stadium now and you had to build that now, you'd be paying £2 billion for it, not 300 million.
So you're saying the stadium move
because the reason we look at these types of decisions, right, in the immediate.
Never thought about that.
Has this led to us winning now? No. The fact that you Spurs have this stadium now means that you don't have to finance it now, right? It means that in 20 years' time you will already have the stadium. Like,
wow.
420 million. No, Liverpool built a stand. It cost us 100 million. Liverpool built another stand. It cost us 120 million. You got the Emirates Stadium for 420 million. But anyway, we can look at it now with more perspective than it did at the time, because at the time Arsenal had a team that had just been invincible, right? All that kind of stuff, and then you didn't invest, but you had to pay a stadium debt back.
Yeah, and we became a selling club. We basically became England's Dortmund.
Let's let Jay finish his point.
Yeah, it's because that's all good. But yeah, listen, just to circle back on this, Egal. And the thing is that I've been where you are as a fan, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, Spurs don't win," but I mean, like, no, I've been there where it's on an upward trajectory, everything's going well, and you just think that things are going to continue in the same way, and then you hit roadblocks and things like that. I think for me, Arsenal. What happens now with Arsenal moving forward is obviously if you don't win a trophy this season, for me, I think I'm not a big fan of revisionism.
I think that's already gone, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of revisionism. So, like for example, with Ange, I came into the season and said I wanted top 6 and a trophy. Now obviously top 6 looks like it could be gone, but the trophy is still there. We can still achieve some of my objectives, hopefully. So I'm just looking at Arsenal now, and I just think Arsenal need to decide what they want to be moving forward. Do they want to be a team that wins, or do they want to be a team that competes? Now, they are already a team that competes. They don't have to do materially much different if they want to keep being this team. Yeah? But if they want to win, they have to make some changes. They have to make some...
I hope you're not mentioning the manager.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about changing in terms of their approach, in terms of the players they're looking to sign, in terms of a player that can move the needle for them, rather than another player that's going to need seasoning. And I'm not trying to say that they need to go and buy.
Fully agree.
But we can find players you can find established players, good to go players, all over the place. I'm not basically saying you have to go and buy like Rodrigo or something. I'm just basically saying that. If you buy
Rodrigo wouldn't
players, but if you buy prem-proven players that can move the needle, I don't think that even Arteta has done a good job of putting together. If you look at some of these players in the squad, whilst good players, you wouldn't necessarily think, oh, Trossard or Martinelli or Havertz up top, and you are a squad that's the sum of its parts. I don't look at the names per se. I look at Arteta and how he's meshes them together. But after a while, there's no substitute for quality. Do you know what I mean? That's just, everyone, Liverpool tried to do it on the cheap, realized they couldn't, had to buy quality. City had to buy quality. That's the only substitute once you get to a certain point. And, you can try and be honourable, doing it on a budget and things like that. But Premier League don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Let me ask you guys a question.
Premier League don't care.
Rack, are you there? Are you there? I want to ask everybody. Somebody asked, Troops posted something. He said, we haven't won the league for 20-something years. I don't know when Arsenal's going to win the league. And I put out a question. If you guys were to be asked, when do you think this team is ever going to get over the line? Do you think it's something to say, you know what, this team's not that far away, they could probably do it next year? Or do you think this is a whole situation where it depends on the manager having to go? Or is this is who we are, and we're not going to win it for like the next 10 years?
My thing is, before I let the guys go, I'll just say this quickly. I think my issue with Arsenal is, and I've said this before, I think the manager on some level at this point, I think it's just, I think there has to be a level of acceptance here that the manager, I would have to argue at the end of the day, I think we've reached his limit now, in my personal opinion, bro. Over the last 3 seasons in particular, we've reached, the maximum limit in terms of the manager right now. Now, I think for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd probably want him sacked. Maybe, I know you don't, Egal, but I think at this point, I don't really see how much more what more you can get out of Arteta, right? But hindsight's sake, let's say we keep him. I'm then looking at the transfers, and I'm like, is Arsenal going to move themselves from the hump? And my thing is, with regular history and stuff under what they've done, I don't think so either.
Can I tell you something? I am not going to spend too much time on the Arteta thing. I'm just going to simply say, majority of the people at the board level have changed. Richard Garlick has recently come in. You got Tim Lewis, who's a lawyer, who's one of the vice chairman of the club, and you have Edu's just left. We're getting in a new chief recruiter, chief director of football. Arteta is the only person at board level or senior management that I trust at the club. I think he's the reason why Arsenal's been competitive. I think he's the reason why we have been gone from strength to strength. And I think with Arteta going, a lot of the progression and everything that we made, I do credit him. So I don't think it's a good idea to chuck him out with the people behind.
Okay. So you're basically seeing him as a safety net. Okay, I'm gonna say let's keep him. But my thing is, my issue is.
And I want to touch on the question as well, and then
I'm really finished. I'm saying my issue is that I don't see this transfer policy that you've got right now changing. So for me, you're probably looking at Liverpool time right now. I'll be honest. Maybe the Magic 30, bro. I'll be honest. That's probably when you're gonna win the trophies, bro. I'll be honest. And that could be a Chelsea thing too, by the way. And I would even use that for my own team as well, in its current form as well.
Okay, 1 second. Tim Lewis, did somebody in the chat try to G-check me? No, listen. To the people who think they know what they're talking about, understand. Tim Lewis has been advising the Kroenke since 2007, but he has only become a board member in 2020. If I'm not mistaken, 2020 is 4 years ago. So get your facts straight before you come on here.
Okay, so just
really. You asked me.
I want to make my one point about, because it's about the Arsenal, when are they going to trophy, and obviously you can go, because I just want to make sure I say it now rather than circle back. Listen, I was talking to somebody and I was like, you know what? And we came to the conclusion, and you'll understand it now, without trying to say with that, Arsenal are like Atletico Madrid, yeah, but they think they're Real Madrid. Yeah. So no, listen. Let me.
Wow, that is a good analogy.
Let me marinate, because obviously the thing is
I stand up and I salute you.
Thank you. And that's the point, is that they will invariably win a league, yeah. And I'm not trying to say they've won what Atletico won, and Atletico won Europa League and stuff, but it's just that logic of they are there competing, and they are happy to be there at the top competing, but they don't have to win. That's who I see Arsenal as now. Like, where they've got a manager who's got them to a level where they are competing, but no one's saying you must win or you will leave. And it just reminds me a lot of Atleti and how their position versus Barca and Real Madrid, versus what constitutes success or failure for Real Madrid and Barca versus what constitutes for Atletico. So that's kind of how I feel. So yes, I think Arsenal will actually win a major trophy in the next 5-something years, but it's not going to be them, the ones who are the consistent winners of that trophy. I think they'll get their win, and then they won't win again for a few years, and blah blah blah.
But yo, Jay, Rack, do you want to go in? Because I'm going to go in after you. Go on, bro.
Okay, so I was speaking to a good friend of mine. I've known him since we were kids. He's an Arsenal season ticket holder. I was at his place yesterday and we were chatting about Arsenal. I think the next few seasons are going to be very interesting. I think the title is done now. I said before the game that I was still confident. The reason why I was confident is because we have a proven deadly attack. And I think Arsenal's attack against Leicester was, they got over the line, but you had to wait until the 80th or something minute to get the 2 goals. So I was still confident before this. Now, we have a situation where I think City's recruitment over the last few years, City are in the rebuild, obviously. Their recruitment over the last few years, I think, has been questionable. Obviously, they're missing Rodri as well. So Rodri will come back, but when he comes back, he may take some adjustment time, all this kind of stuff. So I think City, there's a question mark as to how good they're going to be next season. There's a question mark to how good Liverpool are going to be next season, because right now, Trent and Salah and Van Dijk potentially may all leave, but I don't think they're all going to stay. I'm still hopeful that Van Dijk and Salah stay. If they do stay, we'll be right there with Arsenal. We'll be on that same kind of level, right? If they're not, we're going to be. We have to, at least right now, we're going to be a level below. But then it depends on what we do in the transfer market. This is not. I'm not trying to serve up copium to the Arsenal fans, but if I was an Arsenal fan right now, I would want Arteta to stay. The reason is we don't know where City are going to go next season, and we don't know where Liverpool are going to be next season. I hope you're down in the dirt. I want you to be rubbish, so I can go to a second Premier League title in a row. That's what I want. City. Vader, my good friend, he's out in the snow in the middle of nowhere. I want him to be down in the dirt next season, so I can go and win my second Premier League title in a row. But there are question marks over Liverpool, and there are question marks over Man City. In that scenario, I would like to. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would choose to go with the stability of my current position and try and increase in the summer.
Fair.
That's
and you know what?
for me, that's the logical position to take.
I think that's a very good point.
Let me just add one more thing, bro.
1 second, you're gonna have to leave in a second. So I just wanted to get your take quickly on the Everton game, and then we're gonna shift over to Liverpool, Man City.
All right, cool. Just before I get started on that shit show, I just want to add one last thing on Arsenal, even though you guys probably think that, you know, my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm going to put my tribalness to the side, and I'm being honest. Like, honestly, I don't think getting rid of Arteta is the solution. I'm going to be honest. Like, you guys have not backed him, and everyone knew you needed a striker. Everyone knew you needed a striker. You signed Calafiore and Moreno. Bro, it's down to the board, yeah? And I don't see you guys dropping off heavily unless you don't back the manager. But yeah, you know, I'm going to be honest. Sack Arteta. Get him gone. Who are you going to get in? Tell me, who? Who's coming in for you guys? Who do you want to take over?
People are going to scream Carlo Ancelotti or something.
No, he's not leaving Madrid. And if he does, he ain't coming off.
He's leaving Madrid.
He's leaving, but I suppose he's retiring after that, no?
Who knows?
Either way, sacking Arteta is not the one, so that's me bias aside. But with my Man United cap on, sack him, bro.
All right, give us your quick take on the Man United game before you got to go.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Bruno stepped up. You got to give him credit.
What, he took one free kick.
Better than what Odegaard did for 90 minutes.
Free kicks now.
Yeah, free kicks. I had Liverpool guys in the chat when it was 2-0. Oh, see, I'm glad.
What is this 2020 man saying free kicks matter like it's Black Lives Matter?
Guys, look, man United are in trouble. All right, financially, even in our team squad, our depth, we're in the mud. All right, so I don't know what you want me to say. We'll probably finish 10th, 12th. But I didn't want to give you a lot of satisfaction. Ask me some questions, man. What do you want? Because this is bad.
Simply put, how long can Ruben Amorim have no results before
he's not going to last? He's not going to last until the end of the season. He's too defensive, and even the game against Everton, the players got him out of it. Second half, he changed. He didn't even change formation. He brought on more attacking players, and they made a difference. It was Player FC against Everton, and they saved them that result. It's bad, guys. It's so bad. The football, terrible. I don't know where to go from here. Like I said, bro, it's kind of hard for me to see Liverpool top, Arsenal second, even Nottingham Forest third.
Do you have hope of winning anything this season? FA Cup, something? You good, Vader? Why are you smiling?
No, look.
Well, I'm waiting for Em to respond. It's actually...
I'm in pain, guys. I'm in pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I can't sit here and just like. That's why I'm having fun, just bantering you lot. It's bad. It's so bad,
I'm just gonna ask you simple questions. What makes you watch the games on the weekend when you watch Manchester United?
That's a good question, bro. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Do this, Em? Why? Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Right, do you remember last show? I was on my way back from Leicester, and I was in the car.
Yeah.
I went to go and see my. Before that. So on the way back from Leicester, I went to go and see my missus's brother-in-law in the hospital. First thing he said to me when he's got a son having an operation. But guess what? The first thing he said to me, because we just lost to Spurs that day, goes, "Brother, I feel so bad for you. Honestly, let me go get you a coffee." I said, "Bro, like it's tough."
What happened to him?
basically, my wife's brother-in-law, we went to go to Leicester because his son had like an operation. So we went to the hospital. The first thing he said to me, he didn't say, "Oh yeah, my son's okay." Or first thing he said to me, he goes, "Brother, sit down. Let me get you a coffee." I saw that Spurs result.
Football's
It's
not
just,
that serious.
it's just tough, bro. It's just tough, man. You know me. I'm a
Listen,
happy guy.
Em,
Off
Em,
the
he
back
was saying,
off the back of
Top
what I've
banter.
seen on
That's
Twitter
top
this
banter.
week, off the back of what I've seen on Twitter this week, and some of the disgusting messages I've been getting over the last 24 hours, some of you guys just take football too serious, man. You guys need to relax. Like,
No, Egal, listen. If you watch your team lose and that doesn't affect your week, you are not.
no, I hear that, but to the point where people are saying they're in depression because of their football club.
I hear that. I got so much time for that, bro. I'm not going to call up my GP and be like, "Yeah, hi, I'm feeling depressed because of Man United." No, but I'm feeling it. Yeah, well, I'm down, bro.
You can feel it, but to the
You
point
just stop
where
caring.
you're
At this
letting it,
point, when you're 15,
you're
Jay
letting
knows
it
all
affect
about this.
to the point where you're letting it affect you so much where it's hurting you.
Yeah, it's high, bro. You get high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high everything, bro. At this point, I'm 15.
Best believe it can affect you, but after a day or two, you should get over it. Like this is character building.
Oh man,
behind me, girl.
like Jay, you're sounding like the Terminator right now, bro.
Sometimes Jay, I still think about it, but so it does bother you. It does bother you, but when you're in a situation,
I'm the only one who can't hear Jay properly.
Jay's cutting in and out. But when you're in a situation where you know your team is not good, you should almost expect the defeats. Where for example, Ahmed knew he was going to lose to Aston Villa. He's not that emotional about the Aston Villa defeat. He knew he was going to lose.
Yeah, all right. Look, guys, honestly, I've got to go because I've got a show starting right now. But one thing I will say to my Chelsea fellow rival fans and my Arsenal rival fans, and my Tottenham rival fans, this is our worst period ever. But guess what? You're still winning nothing, and we've still got 2 trophies above you. So guess what? Hold that, calm down. Yeah, we're in the mud, but we can take that break. We can take that break, guys. We can take that break. But
don't take it for too long because you already haven't won the league for 13 years. I know I haven't won it for 20, but big Man United, 13 years, it's starting to add up also.
Egal, trust me, bro. I'm not thinking nothing of my team right now. All of my entertainment is coming from you guys. I love it. Like,
all right,
honestly.
fair. You know what? Let's end off with Liverpool Man City. Hopefully Vader's in the studio by then. Jay, you want to quickly touch on Ipswich?
Guys, I'm gonna bounce.
Performances.
Go, pick up, bro. Pick up, everyone.
Much love, bro. Much love.
Jay, if you can get closer to the mic, I think you're far away.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not punching down, guys. I'm not punching down. In case you don't know, I have been getting ridiculous abuse to the point where people are making fun of my appearance, calling me a Down syndrome child, doing some mental shit, making fun of my family. Like, it's nuts. So I'm just like, it doesn't get to that point. It doesn't need to get to that point. And after seeing what happened to Euro lad on the midweek, that was crazy. For people that was crazy. So yeah, people need to relax.
Anyone shit nowadays.
Bro, they doxed his whole family, all their names, everything. That was nuts. Never seen something like that before.
Yeah, I saw
that. Yeah.
Yes, but Tottenham. Yes, 3 wins in a row. We have slowly started to pick up a bit of form as we go into the final bit of the season. I was actually looking at the table the other day, and I was like,
most goals.
Yeah, second most goal. I was like, we're 10 points. We're 10 points off. 10 points. Okay. You never know. So it's like, our players coming back now. Like this weekend, I was like, it was just nice. We had Maddison on the bench, Odegaard back. Brennan scored a couple, started. I think Brennan has he's got 10 Premier League goals now this season. So I just think this is one of those things. I said when players started coming back to win, there was no.
Yo, Jay, I don't know what's going on with your mic. Can you are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Are you anywhere near your laptop? Yeah, it's cutting
Yeah,
in
it's
and out.
cutting
Like,
out and stuff.
I
it's
know.
like it's like every other word. You can't hear it.
Hold on, boys. 1 sec.
All right. All right. While you're getting your thing sorted out, we'll just talk to Ahmed. Ahmed, Chelsea lost again. You predicted a 3-0 loss. At least it was closer. Cole Palmer missing that one-on-one chance was a crucial blow. He did predict the loss, Vader, so we can't really get at him too much.
Oh no,
But
no, 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 no,
Chelsea-
no. Of course we can. Of course we can.
He ain't getting away scot-free.
Oh, wait. You're gonna do the Foden Cole Palmer thing.
But didn't you lose too?
Are we talking Chelsea right now or City?
Chelsea.
I mean, you lost as well, so I just want to,
So because I lost, like we can't talk about Chelsea.
No, I want to talk about Chelsea, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Chelsea as well. I'm just saying he can get cooked despite predicting a loss. What's happening here? It's his club.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But listen, you know,
Yeah. It's like you can just predict a loss every week and then get away. You're protected against any kind of cooking, right?
you never know. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. No, on a serious note, of course, though, it's really irritating. This is like, I was really annoyed. I probably say the most annoyed I've been probably in terms of like what happened, in the sense that, I actually felt like the performance was there. They actually showed up in the game against Aston Villa. I think the manager himself even did a bit more of a tactical tweak that allowed our players to look a lot more better in the team and everything like that. But again, mentality is a big thing in this squad. One thing that I make jokes. A Chelsea fan, or even a Chelsea fan in general, we make joke about the teams in North London about the fact that these guys are bottle jobs. They don't have the mentality. This season, we are the team that have dropped the most points, from winning positions in the league, literally. So, again, mentality is something I come back to. You guys have heard me talk about Palmer, but I've said this consistently. His performances since basically Everton, have been consistently getting worse. He was initially higher than that by scoring goals, but what he did in that game, he literally killed us essentially in that game. He had 3 gilt-ended chances. He even had one with an open net, right, which he could have just put into the back of the net if he had just done it correctly, rather than try to do the stupid thing. And he just literally hurt. He literally hurt us. Legit just hurt us. And then, you guys have heard me, I think, speak about before in terms of Jorgensen. Jorgensen, and I used to tell people this guy's not a good enough goalkeeper. He was making the same basic errors that Sanchez has been doing at Villarreal. He's not competent. And lo and behold, he cost us the game by basically doing the same, but by basically not being able to do what essentially is a tap-in for a goalkeeper. The ball's coming towards you, just hold it like this. That's what you have to do. And like, again, those 2 moments cost us, bro. And then, I'm seeing players crying, stuff like that. I don't want to be a toxic masculinity type of guy, but I'm like, guys, there's no need for you to be crying here. There's no need for emotions to be shown here, right? You guys let yourselves down. To let you down, you guys let yourselves down here. Individual errors legit just let us down. This is simply on the players. And, I come back to this Tuesday, of course, Southampton, then Leicester, and they've got the Conference League in between those fixtures as well. These are must-win games because somehow this league is just as terrible as us for some reason, right? If we get those 6 points, I think we can comfortably be around that 4th, even 3rd spot because of what's going on with Nottingham Forest as well. So it's a big 2 weeks ahead. I'll be very honest with you from a Chelsea perspective. And, listen, Southampton, man, I'm not taking that lightly at all.
Wait. What's your fixtures? So you got
Southampton, Copenhagen, then Leicester, Copenhagen, then I think it's Arsenal.
Then Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Southampton, you should win. Leicester, you should win. If you drop points in either of those games, you guys just don't want it enough.
And that's what I come back to. Like again, when I say I'm very worried.
You're in 7th. What the hell?
But again, look at from 3rd place to 7th place, bro.
No, I get that. It's 4 points difference between you and Nottingham Forest, but still, it's crazy how quickly things can change.
bro, things have been changing because again, and I come back to it,
Injuries.
injuries, not even just injuries, bro. We have not been good performance-wise for quite a while. Right, and then we showed up today.
You think Maresca's getting found out?
I don't even know because I don't think Maresca is doing stuff wrong, bro. We're not. I think a lot of this run has been down to not taking chances, bro. We go 1-0 up. Let's go for number 2. We don't do it, bro. We keep literally miss guilt-ended chances, bro. Whether it be Palmer, Jackson, of course. Like it's just been terrible, honestly.
Fair. Rack, do you have anything to say on Chelsea?
Long may it continue.
It's funny. So I'm sorry, I have to say that. Despite the fact that I can clearly see it's paining my man Ahmed. Like we're all friends here, right? So I don't like to see my friends like Egal when you were pouring your heart out earlier. It pains me to see that, but then I also remember that I don't like Chelsea. I've got nephews and nieces who support Chelsea, and I wish nothing but happiness, nothing but the best, just like I do with Ahmed. But when I see Chelsea lose, I always think, you know what? That's quite funny. And this is also, ironically, this is also one of the most likable Chelsea teams that I've seen in my, Chelsea hatred era. I like a lot of these players. I like Nicholas Jackson. I like Cole Palmer. I like some of these guys. I think the balance of the top 4, top 5 is crazy because Brighton are 4 points away from top 5 and top 4, right? So I think anyone down to Brighton who are in 9th, maybe you can even argue Fulham in 10th, is capable potentially of getting in the top 4 or 5 spots. So a few, good or bad results can literally catapult you, or not literally, sorry, wrong word of the word, literally, could propel you to a Champions League spot. And I don't know who's going to do it. Because all these teams, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Villa, Newcastle, they've all got quality. Chelsea has quality. I think anyone who tries to call it right now is nuts because I can't make a prediction based on it. But what I do know is that Chelsea right now they look devoid of confidence, and this is the key point of the season, the business end of the season. If you haven't got if you haven't got confidence going to the business end of the season, I do fear for you a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what Chelsea's gonna turn up week to week because all I know is they are somewhat predictable in how they lose these games now. They miss their chances. They get a bunch of chances. They miss it. The other team gets one at the end, and they just seem to be a little bit more clinical than them. And it's not like the chances that they're missing and the chances the other team's getting is so much better. It's just Chelsea just don't seem to be able to get over the line, and they don't seem to have the same level of confidence in their attack that they did when they were playing earlier in the season. And that's just down to injuries and a little bit more scouting and just knowing how Chelsea are going to be playing. And the teams that they're facing, like Aston Villa, they have new signings. Those new signings made the difference in that game. That was the major difference between the two teams on the day for me.
Honestly, mate, I just don't know what to say.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. Let's go to the next section. Vater. You know what? Let Rack start. Because Rack doesn't really get to start much. Usually he's the guy who's reacting to things. But lately, Rack has been giving us so many gems.
I'm the finisher.
Rack has been giving us so much gems lately. I don't know if you guys know, but there was a post that there's something he said recently. I clipped it up. I posted on TikTok. It got like 200,000 views. Everyone's like, "Yo, facts."
Really?
Really? Egal, before you do that, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
You're
using my image without my permission. I want royalties for that shit.
Egal, can I say something real quick before we move on from this whole Chelsea conversation? Because you let Ahmed speak on it uninterrupted. Let's stop. Let's stop with Cole Palmer comparisons, okay? Let's dead that from now. So let's stop it because you and Egal and everybody on this panel, except for Rax, who had some sensible knowledge, and Jay, were trying to press me with regards to Foden and injecting your player Saka and your player Cole Palmer. Let's dead that for now until he's actually worthy of being compared to Foden, until he's actually accomplished something. And when he's done it more than one season. Under Poch, by the way. He did that under Poch, who you ran out of your club. Now, moving forward, you mentioned the games coming up. Did I hear Southampton and Leicester? I don't want to hear one peep out of your mouth with Cole Palmer doing something against those teams moving forward. I don't want you coming off mute saying, I told you about Cole Palmer, when you're about to play Southampton and Leicester. And who'd you say? Copenhagen? So for the next 3 weeks, I don't want to hear anything about Cole Palmer being that guy because it's not against proper competition. Moving on beyond that, sure, let's entertain it. But that's what I want to say with regards to Chelsea. And you guys realize how difficult it is to win. So a lot of you got a little too hypey, a little too, yeah, we're in it. Oh, we're chilling. When you're trying to do the chilling gimmick, but you really thought you were that club. Now you realize that you're about 6th, you're about 5th. It'll be special if you guys get top 4, but that's where you guys are at. Stay humble. If I want to quote my man, Erling Haaland, stay humble, eh? And all right, we can move.
Literally, if Vader says
I'm
that,
just gonna say
okay, we
this.
can move, and then he starts moving himself. That's poetry.
Bro, I'm not even gonna get at Cole Palmer, Foden, any of those guys right now. The reality of the situation is both your teams have been hell of inconsistent, and those players have not been able to get them out of this situation. Simple.
Egal, that's cool. Just when you hear a Chelsea fan want to throw out Cole Palmer, I just want you to be just as loud and say, hey, quiet down. Don't include Cole Palmer in that talk.
Put Odegaard in that category also. Put Odegaard in that category also. You know, my theory.
Odegaard got a lot of praise.
My theory with all 3 of those players, what do they have in common? They are creators and they're also finishers, right? If they don't have their shooting boots on and their teammates don't have their shooting boots on, they look like they're having terrible games, even though they're creating chances for their team. So as much as I get at Cole Palmer or I'll get at Odegaard or I'll get at Phil Foden, really and truly, they are the metronome of the team, and as they go, sometimes the team goes. Maybe not really Foden, but Cole Palmer and Odegaard more. Anyways,
but let's go to Man City now. Who was the start first?
Manchester City. Let's talk about it, Vader. Actually, Rack, go ahead.
So it was. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like how I imagined the game to go. I thought we would be a bit more possession dominant, but we controlled the game. I felt we kind of controlled the game without having the ball.
Was that a performance in Champions?
Yeah, I think we deserve the win. I don't think City really created very much against us. I think if we needed to go up a gear and attack, be more aggressive, we probably could. But the fact that we got the first goal made it much more difficult because City had to then come onto us, and we had one goal ruled off for offside. I think even if they'd scored, I think we could potentially score another. But we know I'm not going to go too far because I know this is not the same City of previous years, and they set the benchmark. But right now we're top dog, and I think that'll be we approach this game in a very business-like manner. I think this is one of the differences between perhaps Klopp's approach and Slot's approach is. Klopp was obviously very emotional. That has its advantages and its disadvantages. But the advantage is obviously you can get swept up in that kind of emotion, and you can get 110% out of a player. And obviously, logically, 100% doesn't even make sense. But the team can be more than the sum of its parts. With Slot, he went into this game with a very cold, calculated, structured way of playing. We executed the plan to I'm not going to say perfection, but we executed the plan that we wanted to execute. And I don't think City did very much to hurt us. And consequently, we came out of the game, unscathed and with the points. And yeah, there have been a few games recently where it's been a bit more back and forth. I can think of the Aston Villa game. But really, when we've been at our best this season, we've been that cold, calculated, ruthless team that will get a goal ahead and then kind of take our foot off the pedal a little bit and say, okay, now let's see what you got. Rather than go, get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. Sometimes it's better to just to take it easy. And yeah, I think we fully deserved it.
Yeah, credit to Arne Slot, credit to Liverpool, credit to Mo Salah. What do you call it? This Szoboszlai gets a lot of criticism.
Ibu and Van Dijk were imperious in defence. When Trent was obviously, I know people look at a lot Trent, getting cooked, but the thing is, defence isn't about individuals. Defence is a team game. So when Trent is getting beaten on one by one, the whole point is then you've got Konate who's there. So if what's his name? Who's their winger's name? I forget. Doku. Yeah, if Doku goes past Trent, then Ibu is there to close that space. If he knocks it too far, Ibu is there to pick up the pieces. I know. I understand.
8 times.
I understand, but the thing is, he of those 8 times, do you know how many expected assists he created?
I don't know.
0.1. 0.1.
So you're saying he got past him 8 times, but it didn't lead to nothing. So it's okay that he got past him 8 times?
Well, look, I think in football, perfection is impossible. So you have to you take some and you give some, right? Yes, he got past him. Yes, he created 0.1 expected assists. But also Trent played the long ball that was the key to us getting our second goal from Szoboszlai, right? He played that ball down to Salah. Salah squared it to Szoboszlai. We get there. Now, these things that you can't just look at them individually. So you can't just look at him losing his one-on-one duels individually, and you can't just look at the pass individually, because ultimately football's a team game, right? I think Trent could have been better defensively, but it didn't hurt us too much, and he gave us something. He gave us an important input in the first half. So it was not his best game. I'm not going to criticize him too heavily, because ultimately, if we win, I don't care.
The thing also is, sadly,
that was the most dominant win I've seen Liverpool have over Man City.
Yeah, but I was going to say quickly, if I may just quickly, about Doku. I think the problem with Doku, and remember, this is what I've spoken about with you guys all before.
Yes, Raider.
4K, bro. 4K. Listen, yeah, and don't I will always maintain from now on, yeah. Doku is a great 1v1 guy, and I always remember this because I was watching him at Rant. The problem is at City, they've not allowed him to develop to, when he does the 1v1 thing, to then finish the job. Remember,
what's the next? Yeah,
it's the same issue. Remember what I've spoken about? What's it called with Madueke, right? Madueke, great at beating this man 1v1, but then it's the decision-making process at the end that fails him, in my personal opinion, with Doku.
Let me share my personal opinion about Doku. What he was doing,
the whole game, not just Doku.
Yeah, but I want to flow. I want it to flow because Ahmed just spoke about Doku. So let me
just add quickly before. I'm a Doku fan, so this is come from a Doku fan, not on obviously a place of hatred.
You're a fan of everybody now.
No, I've always been a fan of Doku. That's one thing I've been consistent on.
This is what I'm going to say with regards to Doku.
I don't know too many Doku fans.
And I get it. You're going to get Rax's perspective. He's a Liverpool fan, how he saw the game. You guys are quote unquote neutrals, how you saw the game. If I have my winger able to beat your world-class right back consistently, and then the criticism is, oh, Konate stopped that final ball, or Van Dijk stopped that final ball, I want that for my winger all day long. Now, will I want more from my team? Will I want Marmoush? Will I want Foden on the other end of those? Yes. But at the very least, I want my winger to destroy a world-class right back. And that's what he did all day long. Konate had a phenomenal game. He made what looked like constant cooking from Doku. Oh, what was the final product? But it's because Konate had such a great game. And Van Dijk got on the other end of those to clear them as well. Now, overall, with regards to the game, I said it on the Football Terrace. Liverpool are better than us this season. And they've been better than us. They've been consistent all season long. This is a City team that's lost. No disrespect, but it's lost to Spurs. If Jay was here, it's lost to Arsenal, Egal's here. It's lost in very poor manners, even within the Champions League. We have not been consistent. And I love the transfers that we did in the January transfer window, but it wasn't to make this season a all flying success. It was to recognize the problems and to invest so that we negate it and squash it for next season. Now, Pepsi 11 was what many City fans wanted versus Real Madrid. So I don't want to hear the City fans being like, "What kind of 11 was that?" You guys were calling for that last game versus Real Madrid, and we did it against Liverpool in terms of being more attack. For the thinking in my mind was to force Liverpool to have to worry about the attacking side of things, to maybe not commit as much forward. But at the end of the day, we don't have the legs. No matter who we pick within that midfield, whether it's KDB, Gundogan, Kovacic, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The pace is gone from these players. The technical ability is there, but the physicality and the pace is not. And that's one thing that we got to match and fix up. At the end of the day, I think the score flatters us because the control was in Liverpool's favor. I think if there's anything that I want Pep sleeping, eating, breathing, he needs to be able to break down a defensive low block. And when I say break down, is have a system in place. Because if lesser clubs are going to do it, and then great clubs that have the defense to be able to do it are going to do it, we got to figure something out. Does that mean we need to be quicker in transition? Does that mean maybe we need to be a little quick over the top? I don't know. Prevent them from getting into that low block? Of course. But we have to be able to find what the right solution will be, because if the worst clubs are going to do it and then the great clubs like an Arsenal and Liverpool are going to do it, sorry, Chelsea, if you guys are going to be doing that against us, then there's no hope. There's no hope in terms of getting success, because we're going to see that until we fix it.
Vader, I have a question. How confident are you that
You're going to bounce back next
no,
season?
yeah, no, is it fair for me to say to put your rebuild and say, can you next season be as good as the best City teams? I think that's difficult to say, because some of the City teams, I think the Centurions for me is the best Premier League team I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But how close can you get to your treble winning team with a good rebuild? Like, what's your expectations for next season?
I don't think that's the question. Yeah, that last part. What's your expectations for next
Relax,
season?
that's not the question. Get that out of here.
No, it really is now.
Sorry,
No,
Egal,
what's your expectations for next season? That's a good question. But I also wanted to caveat it with Liverpool winning the league. Do you see Man City next season also being in a title race again?
So my expectations for next season is for us to challenge. Can I see City compete for the title? Yes, because before what happened to us throughout the middle of the season, we were tops with you guys. It was talked about as a 3-horse race again. And I believe we might have been top, or we might have been up there close to the top 10 games in. Like, we weren't far off. The injuries kind of happened. Rodri
City were unbeaten until October. October the 30th, City were unbeaten.
There you go.
You've lost 13 or 14 games in the last 26 games.
Well, I think we have 7. We have 8 losses now. So since that run, we've now suffered 8 losses in the league, I believe. It's a matter of, yes, I'm confident that my club will compete next season. I am. The investment needs to continue to strengthen, though. If it's just as of this date, we don't bring anybody else in, it's not going to work. We're going to see players exit. We're going to have to see players come in. And if it's a matter of keeping up with Liverpool, keeping up with Arsenal, sorry, Chelsea, moving forward next season, yeah.
He did it again. He did it again. Key positions, Vader, key positions you want to see improved on?
So we're good. Key positions that I want to. Ahmed, you're on mute.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
You've been on mute.
Before I don't really mind whatever Vader says. Big up to him. I don't know I was this much of a rival to Vader, but hey, game's the game. But secondly, no. I actually just ask Vader because, like, you know, I've spoken to some of my own City fans that I know obviously outside of football, and they feel like, you know, there needs to be a level of a rebuild needed. That they don't know if that's gonna happen as big as maybe as expected, because I feel like for a lot of them it's like it's not just even about just the starting 11. There's also, I think, about the depth, right? And the guys that you've got right now, are you going to be able to move all of these guys out necessarily in 1 to 2 windows? I don't know. Obviously, you may have a better understanding of that.
Yeah.
But like for me, next season, more than likely, I think it's probably going to be a competing season. Maybe you compete, but I don't see you winning the title next season straight away. Maybe in 2 years. Like maybe you have like a 2-year rebuild.
No, that's fair. I think
So
what's gonna
who's so 1 second. So if City's not guaranteed going to win the title next year, are you saying Liverpool's going to repeat?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I need to see what happens in the summer. That's the one thing I always repeat again.
Yeah,
You have
so
to see what
I'll-
happens in the
It's a big
summer.
summer for everybody. It's a big
Yes,
summer
a
for
big summer for
everybody.
everyone. Yes, exactly.
I'll
Yes.
say
So
this with regards
it's
to
wide
City.
open.
Yes.
As of now, it's wide open. Let's see what happens in the transfer window because that's when we all kind of place our bets. Oh, look what's strengthened. But I know this off the jump, right? I know that I'm going to go into next season with a healthy Oscar Bob. I know I'm going to go into a season where I'm actually going to have Rodri available. Whether he's going to be playing like the Rodri of old, I don't know, but I have him available. Now I got Nico Gonzalez and I got Rodri, those two in tandem in that position. I got Haaland, I got Marmoush. That tandem I'm very happy with, confident with, just like when I had Haaland and Julian Alvarez. I got Savinho, I got Doku. Now, the exits, KDB, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Gundogan, and Kova. Those are all 5 midfielders
Wow.
that I believe we're going to have to be investing in. And when I hear my club talk about going out and getting big names, I can understand why. I can understand why they may want to do a record signing for a player like that, because when you have the
Florian
exit
Wirtz.
for Wirtz, which is the biggest rumor, but when you have a Bernardo Silva and a KDB who have been so key for so many years, you have to go out and invest big in that position. So I got to see how we strengthen defensively. I think we're pretty calm. Maybe we obviously have to go to get a right back. The rumors are so heavily strong of Cabiasso, which I'm not gonna be upset with. And then
You know what? I think you guys should get some Premier League proven defenders in, because some of the guys you bring in from other places, it would be beneficial to go and get a guy from Nottingham Forest.
You've been listening or you've been watching Arteta sign too many defenders. We're not going to go out and go and get necessarily a Premier League proven, because we're going to have our eyes set on the Prem as well as Champions League. So I think Cambiasso is going to be good versatility wise. I think if we're going to have healthy Kosanov, we're going to have Diaz, we're going to have Gavardio. And I don't know. I think we're having Ake and John Stones is farewell. We're gonna have to go and invest. But there's going to be a huge transition. I don't think we're looking at the fierce Prem battles that we had. Hey, when Arsenal first season where you guys flew out the gate. Obviously, Liverpool, they're playing well now. I don't know if we're necessarily going to have a 90 plus needing to accumulate to win the league. I think it is going to be a grudge match next season, but there's a lot of questions on your club, my club, and Liverpool, and I'm confident that I'll be in the mix to actually compete.
Fair. I'm gonna say this, guys. I hope my team's there. Only thing that can mess us up is if we go and sell key players, or if Saliba gets sold, that would be a gut punch that could set us back a couple years. Saka's injury gets further injured, or he's out for an extended period, or one of our key players goes down. But we know what we need to do. We need to go and get a left winger, maybe Nico Williams. Go and get a right winger. Go and get a striker. A forward. Go get me somebody like Sesko. If they get me Nico Williams, Sesko, Zubamendi, and then they also add a couple more pieces like a young midfielder like the Nepo guy.
How do you replace what's it called? Partey and Jorginho, because I understand if you get
Partey and
Zubimendi,
Jorginho,
but I feel like you need but
losses,
Zubimendi's
yeah.
one. But I think you need another. You think you need a third midfielder, right?
My
Otherwise, you're gonna.
My take on it is you bring in Zubimendi and you get a young midfielder with the physical attributes that can grow with his technical ability and everything else. Similar to how you guys got Ryan Gravenberch, who has the physical attributes, and he just needed to improve his day-to-day ability on a week-to-week basis. Thomas, we're not going to go and get a finished article with Zubimendi. We're not going to get Zubimendi and another £50 million midfielder that's ready to go. I think we're going to get another young midfielder with Zubimendi, but I think where we're going to invest majority of our money is in that forward line and get 2 big signings for the forward line, be it Nico Williams and like a Sesko. We're dropping at least 120 million plus on 2 forwards.
Listen, I think you're probably gonna get Sesko, in my personal opinion. I've pretty much
Sesko and Nico.
Nico Williams, I think he still goes Barca, bro. I just have like that feeling in my
Apparently, he already told people in his circle he's coming to Arsenal.
Fair enough. If he comes to Arsenal, he comes to Arsenal. We'll see what
Honestly,
happens.
guys, I don't want to come on here and be writing off anybody because I did that with Liverpool. I was wrong. I'm not going to write off Liverpool. I'm not going to write off Man City. If Arsenal go into next season, the most prepared for the season, I'll be surprised because I trust Man City's board more than I trust my own board. And Liverpool, they don't trust FSG, but they've been more effective in finding ways to do more with less than we have. So as much as I can try to shit on these guys, they're proven winners. Until we do it, we cannot be speaking to them in a way of disrespect. But fair enough, fair play. Liverpool won the league. 2 years running, Man City won the league over us. Arsenal's the nearly men's. How much longer can we go before our window of opportunity closes? It really hurts. But hey,
Good point.
I think realistically, though, Egal, I think next season is the key season for you because if you don't do it next season, I think it becomes a big problem. I know Ahmed was saying next season he thinks he would look at sacking Arteta now. I think you have to give him not you'd have to, but I think he gets another season. But if it doesn't work next season, Saliba will want to go. And
the thing is,
like Saka and stuff like agitating.
Because the thing I would say to you, Rack, is like it's already been 3 seasons at this point of competing, right? So usually we're already number 3, and usually with number 3, right? People are already moving restless, thinking, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And you really got Real Madrid apparently rumored to be smelling around now for Saliba. I think Saka's a very loyal player. I think he signed a new deal. I don't really see him leaving, right? But there could be other pieces now that you're losing now. Yeah, Zinchenko is going. Other guys are going. The guys you're placing them with might not be just as competent as these guys previously. So it becomes harder for you just to continue, rolling on a continuous basis. But again, Arsenal, they will still probably be there next season. Again, I don't even think I'm talking about the manager, but I think the key thing is going to be recruitment. Can you get the right amount of recruitment that's needed to get the job done? Or is it just going to be the same thing I'm going to hear from you, Egal, maybe next summer? This summer when we're sitting here after transfer that's ending in like, you couldn't have another guy, and or like, we just got another Raheem Sterling type of deal on the deadline day, to sort out things.
Listen, I will let you know. I'm not going to give myself false hope. If we come out of this season weaker, forget the league, because we can't come into the next season weaker. But if we go into next season with a better left winger, a proper left winger instead of Raheem Sterling, an actual good backup goalkeeper in case Raya gets injured, not Neto. What do you call it? An actual striker, not Jesus, who said he doesn't score goals. That's not his strength. And you know what? I would give Partey a 1 or 2 year deal and get Zubimendi, because Partey, he breaks down a lot. We can't trust him. But if you have him as a guy at the end of your bench, it's just the problem is his wages. He's on 200K. I don't know if they're going to keep him.
I get it. To be honest, if you can keep someone, maybe you can work out, because where is he going to go? Where he's going to get paid the equivalent money? That's what you have to kind of look at. I would say for a season or maybe 2 seasons, it's probably not the worst idea to keep him.
Partey is also a PR nightmare because of the whole potential situation.
Sure.
There's people boycotting him at the stadium.
Boycotting who, sorry?
Arsenal fans who hand out pamphlets at the game saying love Arsenal, hate ours.
Oh, ours, I don't know what that means, but
we'll talk about it afterwards.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love people. I'm gonna do a show with a Nottingham Forest fan previewing the game, And if there's anything that I need to get off my chest, I'll do an upload. I did an upload earlier. You guys seem to have loved it. All I said was congratulations to Liverpool, and went on to an 8-minute rant about how I'm very emotional right now. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Oh yeah, and by the way, follow Egal on TikTok. I'm famous on TikTok for some reason. I didn't even know it.
There you go.
Rants International. Rants International.